Okay. First is karmic nature. Then there is a spiritual nature. You have to understand this word, nature, which means it's not a being, understand? It's a nature. A nature means it is something that exists within nature based on nature's law. So what is this karmic nature? I have already explained in the past. It's the summation. We have to use the mathematical reverse E, summation of all your moment to moment plus moment to moment plus segmented plus all your infinite segmented life. Oh, sorry, life is V. So summation of 1 to infinity means to date. All of your moment to moment of karmic volition, understand? Moment to moment of karmic volition. Volition means your mental intention, understand? So all this karmic volition that one arise throughout the day until you die. Then every life, every segment, again, you sum it up. All this summation of all this become your karmic nature. So the Buddha said, this karmic nature, it has its characteristic. We, as one of the living being, means as a human being, but not only human being, is it? All beings, means all living beings, irrespective of whether human beings or animals or non-human or whatever, within the 31 plane of existence. We are all born of our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma. And we are what we are because of our karma. So this karmic nature is a nature, it's not a being. Understand? But every life you come, this segmented life that you come, this one is a living being, or we call it, our case, a living being, a human being. So this human being is what the Buddha said, the 5 aggregate of form and mind. And this is karmically conditioned, understand? So this 5 aggregate of form and mind is karmically conditional from our karmic nature. So from this karmic nature, it conditions a form and mind to arise in the conditioned world. Because without the karmic nature, you cannot come. But because of this karmic nature, to come to our existential world or conditioned world, we need a form and mind, which the Buddha called the 5 aggregates of form and mind. And there are 2 aspects. One aspect is as a human being or a living being. The second aspect is the mental, 5 aggregate of form and mind. So this part, you like it or not, the moment you are born of it, heir to it, conditioned and supported by it, and you are what you are because of it. That's why the Buddha knew that there is this law of karma. You reap what you sow. Do good because good. Do evil because evil. And you plant the seed of evil, you reap the fruit of evil. You plant the seed of wholesomeness, you reap the fruit of wholesomeness. And because of that, we need to take care of this karma, so that our karmic nature is beautiful, so that whenever we come, even though we are born of it, heir to it, conditioned and supported by it, and we are what we are because of it, we will be beautiful. That's how you take care of mind take care of karma, karma take care of your life. That is what the secret is. So how to take care of karma? That's why the Buddha came out with his understanding, because of his perfection. Over eons and eons and eons of cultivation and perfection, he came to know this law. He said, to take care of karma, you have to avoid all evil. And he even explained to us what constitute evil. The three evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion constitute evil. That's why all his essential Dhamma, basic teachings, spin off from here. And how do we take care of karma? He said, you must understand what constitutes evil. Then develop mindfulness or train your mind to be aware so that you are aware of your mental intention that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. Then you have to learn how to abandon them or prevent them from arising. Then the four right effort come in. So to take care of karma, to avoid all evil, we have to actually develop mindfulness and understand what constitutes evil. Then only we can prevent ourselves from falling into negativity of karma. That's why he introduced the 5 precepts. What are the 5 precepts? They constitute major karma. When you violate the 5 precepts, means you have the 3 evil roots and you actually cause karmic negativity and downfall. That's why keeping of precept is to avoid severe karma or what they call uh, the karmic that has very strong evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, like we went through. You check all the karma, the 5 precepts that the Buddha introduced. If you violate them, it constitutes major karmic negativity. Like the first precept, killing. We undertake the training rule to abstain from killing or causing harm to fellow living beings. Who kill? Who harm? Who create all this mischief? Is normally deluded being, violent being, emotional being, selfish being. Those that have the negative tendency, hatred, jealousy, anger, very intense aversion, unhappiness. All these are the 3 evil roots. Then sometimes people out of fear, out of insecurity, out of delusion, doubt and all those things, they also kill and harm. But mainly is delusion and selfishness where they believe they exist. You check the other precepts, they are the same. So this karmic nature, once you understand the importance of taking care of karma, so that when you come, you have a beautiful inheritance. And that is basically what life is. That's why the Buddha said, if you follow his advice, the first one is to avoid all evil, by keeping the precept. It's already prevent you from karmic downfall, prevent your karmic nature from going downhill. Then the second advice is do good, cultivate wholesomeness, virtue, whatever wholesomeness and virtue you must cultivate. And that one is to improve on the good karma, to develop merits, to develop blessings, so that your life can be enhanced. You not only don't commit major evil so that you don't suffer so much, but you also have the virtue, the merits, the blessing to make your life beautiful. Then the last advice is to purify your mind, to meditate through awareness, to develop wisdom and understanding so that you are not entangled by the reality of life and existence that actually afflict living beings. And that reality is getting old, aging, getting sick, injured, injury and all those things, and death. So these first 3 reality, including birth, the first 4 reality, these are reality of life and existence. Without wisdom, with all the merits that you have, it cannot help you much, understand? Maybe with the money, with the wealth, it can give you better facilities, understand? Maybe stay in the first class ward, have good doctors, good professional specialists and all things to attend to you. But what they do, most of them give you drugs, so give you medication, and life is not easy, miserable. And because they are those category of profession. They do their work, they do their duty. So without wisdom, without the understanding of the teaching, when it comes to aging, sickness, disease, and death or injury, all this reality when they hit, without the Dhamma wisdom, you will still be afflicted, become miserable, despite whatever you have. But it cannot buy you health, understand? It cannot make you young again, understand? It cannot make you free from old age, sickness, and death. That's why the Buddha left the palace to in search for this answer, is because he know this physical body of his is beyond old age, sickness, and death. Yeah. Then finally, when he realized that the form and mind is not him, he free. He liberate his mind. That's how he developed the understanding and impact to us. So first thing first for living being is to develop this karmic understanding, the law of karma, so that you understand life. When you understand life, you know how to live life by following the advice of the Buddha, not to violate this nature's law anymore. So this one is immediate. The moment you are born, it come into play. That's why we have to take care of this first. So when you take care of karma, you take care of your life because you are born of it, heir to it, conditions for the way, and you are what you are because of it. And that's how the essential Dhamma come about, the three evil roots, the five precepts, yeah? And the Buddha's advice, Dhammapada verse 183. Sabba papasa akarana, kusalesa upasampada, sachitta pariyodapada, etang buddhana sasana. So when you understand all this, then you become worthy of the Buddhas. Means when you call yourself a Buddhist, yeah, or a Dhamma practitioner, or a disciple of the Buddha, means you are worthy of the Buddha. At least you follow his advice, Anasana. If you don't even follow his advice, then you say you're a Buddhist, it has no meaning in it. So as a true Buddhist is to understand the Buddha's teaching and see the importance of karma and take care of karma by following his advice. That's why the first step is to follow the advice of the Buddha to avoid all evil, do good, and purify the mind. And that is how you start your cultivation. Then to support you, of course, the Buddha come out with the other essential Dhamma. He said you must have Dana Parami. Means through your goodness, through your wholesomeness, through your generosity, you develop all this virtue, all these merits and blessings, which will be useful for your life because you are born of it, heir to it, conditions for the way, and you are what you are because of it. So that part on the karmic nature, now we know. So what I have shared with you is just a general run through so that you develop this understanding. The second aspect is the spiritual nature. This one is like the karmic nature. It is the summation of all your cultivation and your perfection, all your true virtue and wisdom, the spiritual understanding, the spiritual perfection. So this is summation of all our spiritual perfection and understanding. So this cultivation is like the karmic nature to be done all throughout your existence that you come with a form in mind. But the only difference between the spiritual nature and the karmic nature is the spiritual nature, the moment you are born, you cannot inherit anything. You can only inherit from the spiritual nature after you have developed the basic understanding of what meditation is and how to develop the understanding of the two aspects of mind, your true mind, which is the awareness nature, and your mundane mind, the thinking mind, means the condition arising, dependent originating mind. So this mundane mind is the basis of life, because living being, most living being, especially human being, they only know how to use the mundane mind, the thought process, the thinking. That's right. But they don't know they have another nature within, another mind, which is the true mind, the silent mind, the awareness nature within, that only can be realized when thought cease, when there is no thinking, when there is no arising of the five aggregate of form and mind. That pure nature, awareness nature. Actually, behind the awareness nature, because this is the first to come out from the source. Behind the awareness nature is our true nature, or we call it the oneness nature. Or some call it the Buddha nature. Then different religion who understand call it by different name. Not important. The words is not that thing. That thing is the unconditioned before anything arises. Some call it the source. That's why it's also called the source. Then some in Mahayana they call it the original nature, 本来的面目, or 自性, true nature, or Buddha nature, 佛性. So all these are names given. Then always remember, these are the unconditioned. You cannot talk about it. There is no mind, no word, no concept, nothing. But the first thing to come out is the awareness nature. The awareness nature is a very powerful tool for you to see things as they are, to awaken, to develop wisdom, everything, so that you know how to live life. So to live life is to use that pure awareness nature that come up, the first to come up, like I have shared with you all. That one, before it create thinking, the mundane mind, the line is very, very fine, very near. From that nature, thought come out very fast. The mundane mind arise very fast. But when you don't have the understanding, you don't know how to silence your mind, to realize your true mind, then you are constantly lost in thought. That's how you become heedless. That's how living beings get into trouble, entangle themselves, and finally, through delusion, ignorance, sakayaditi, create unnecessary suffering and affliction for themselves. And this is what the teaching is all about. Just like just now what is shared inside the 54th lesson of the sixth Patriarch, Platform Sutra. He said the reason why the Buddha came to this existential world is to teach and share this understanding. Living beings' problem is because they attach and cling on to the external phenomenal world created by the thought process, the mundane mind. That's why that one is the main delusion. Then they also attach and cling to emptiness internally within, where they think everything is empty, don't have to bother. But there is a concept, an idea, not an awakening. But when you realize through the spiritual nature, the awareness nature, you meditate and that form and mind realize itself and cease, then you realize Nibbana, which is the enlightenment and illumination. Then when you come out from that nature, you understand what this creation is all about. You understand what the form and mind is all about. You understand what that mundane mind is all about. Then all the three right view, the nature's law that governs the law of karma, karma niyama, the law of mind, and the law of truth, you start to understand. That's how you develop wisdom. And with the wisdom connected to this karmic nature, so from here, the first thing to come out is the pure awareness. Then like the triangle, you use it to cultivate. Then cultivate to realize wisdom. So this is what the teaching is all about. When you develop this wisdom, then this wisdom is the one that free your mind. So this wisdom connected to the karmic nature or the five aggregate of form and mind, This one. So once it's connected to the five aggregate of form and mind, then this wisdom actually frees the five aggregate of form and mind. Then from here, the form and mind will not suffer, and it will take care of your karmic nature. That's why without wisdom, your karmic nature cannot go up. You cannot perfect your karmic nature. But this wisdom connected to the five aggregate of form and mind is very important. Once this one happens, this wisdom is what the Buddha called yoniso manasikara, wisdom at the moment of sense experience. This one is within your spiritual nature. It will manifest. No need to remember, no need memory. So this one, once it's developed through that pure awareness, it will connect to the five aggregate of form and mind. Then this one is no longer deluded. This one, the mind free, liberate. It does not suffer anymore. That's why you can live the life of an enlightened being, the third phase of Dhamma, Pativeda. So this is the summary of the full picture. When you understand this, you understand life, you know how to live life, then you know how to develop what they call the noble life, the life of an enlightened being. So this is basically what you need as understanding. So hopefully with this, I don't know how many times I have shared this, but today I try to make it a bit more clearer so that people can develop the understanding. Okay, so that's why for those who understand, this is truly a teaching that is very, very extensive or ultimate. Reaching is ultimate understanding. It's not just from one being, one life. It's from the perfection of a Sammasambuddha who has developed all this over aeons and aeons and aeons of birth and death. Then with that perfection understanding, he able to come back and tell the story and share with living beings. That's why this is the most complete and ultimate understanding of life and existence. And this one, nothing esoteric, nothing magical. Everything can be understood. Yeah, it's very, very down to earth, very basic. And if you are a being that has the affinity, the faith, the sincerity to go this way, and you persevere, this whole teaching can be realized. You don't need to be like special or whatever. No. In fact, every Sammasambuddha, they start from scratch, like a normal Puttujana who has zero base, they start. But the journey is very, very long. So to accomplish all this and to have all this understanding is not easy. Okay?